welcome back guys. So in today's video we'll be learning how to make HTML forms and all about the input tags. Now just remember that HTML and CSS are basically design and display languages, so you can design the form and demo it in a sort of way that it shows that it's performing the functions, but for it to actually perform functions at the back end, you need to learn server-side programming languages such as JavaScript or Node.js, and there are many other options over there. But in today's video we're going to learn how to at least make a display level form. So first of all, I'm just going to make a new file, 07.forms_inputs.html, enter. Okay, and gonna use this to get our boilerplate, and then we're gonna add the title as forms and inputs. Control save, go live, so that we can see the changes we make side by side. Maybe I'm gonna make this a bit smaller. Don't need that much space for this, and I'm gonna make this a bit bigger because the code might get big. Okay, so we're gonna start making the form. So first of all, we need to add a form tag, and then inside your form tag you're gonna have probably something like an action attribute. So it's like how the file will get executed or something, and maybe you have a file called process.php, and then that's how it will be, but this one is not that important. Okay, moving along, we're gonna start having input tags inside this form, and I'm gonna divide each and every input tag with a div tag so that you can see the differences maybe later when you are referring back to it. So first of all, we're going to add a name tag. So let's add a div. Then inside the div, we're going to add a label tag. That label tag will have a for attribute. For is name, and then the text that should appear should also be name. Then we're going to have an input tag. The input tag will have a type, and its type is text. We're going to have a name attribute, then the name is name, and we're going to have an ID, which is also name. Now ID and for should be similar. I will tell you why it should be similar. Control save. You can see we have name over here. Now if I click on name, this thing becomes bold, it lights up. The reason this happens is because our ID and for are the same. It's not something very important, it's just like if you want to know, then this is how that's done. Okay, moving on from this, we're going to have a email tag. So nope, what's happening? Come back here. Okay, we add another div. Okay, and this div will have again the similar things. So we're gonna have a label tag which will have for email again over here. Email. Also, if you want your this to be on another line where you add stuff, you can just add a line break over here. It just makes it look much nicer. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here, add another line break over here. Okay, coming to the next line, we're gonna have a input tag again, but this time the type in the input tag is going to be email, name is going to be email, ID is going to be email. And if I control save this, you have your email tag over there. Also, sometimes when you go on the websites, you might see it says something like enter email here or something like that. You have a placeholder tag. So I can just, okay, let me put the placeholder on a new line so you can see. And then in the email placeholder tag, I can just write like enter your email here. If I control save this, you can see it's appearing over here, but when I click to type my email, it will just automatically disappear. I don't have to delete this or anything like that. The next tag we're going to add is, I'm gonna call it like it's for the messages or for the bio or whatever you want to call it, you know. It's just a text area, basically. You can type stuff there. So we add a div, we add a label. It's going to be for message, and then it's going to say bio over here, and then inside this we're going to add a text area, and then again, like text area tag, the name is going to be message, the ID is going to be message, and yep, that's pretty much it. I can add a line break over here, and if I control save this, you can see that the bio has appeared. Maybe the box to write the bio is small, maybe you want to enlarge it. So you can, of course you can also do it in CSS, but you can also do it over here quickly with columns. Let's say we need 40 columns, and we need rows, we need 4 rows for this. And if I control save this, you can see they made it bigger. We have now 40 columns and 4 rows. You can write whatever you want in this area, your bio. Let's add another tag. Let's add now a number tag, for example, if you wanted to tell your age. So we have our div tag over here. We're gonna have a label, right? And the label for is going to be for age. And your age. We're going to have an input type, but whoops, an input type, but the type is going to be number, and not. And then again, we're going to have the name tag, that will be age. We're going to have the ID tag, which is going to be age as well. And if I control save it, whoops, I forgot to add a line break over here. If I control save this, okay, so the age tag is over there. Now, it looks similar to all the other tags, but you see when I click on it, if I try to write any of the alphabets, none of them will appear unless it's E, because it's used in numerics and mathematics. E aside, no other alphabet can, you cannot type alphabets in here. Now you can select your, or put your age in 2 ways. You can either click on the numbers you want, like 13, 14, 15, whatever, or you can use these buttons to increase and decrease until you have reached your desired age. Now, next up, we're going to add a date tag. So let's make another div. Yep, and inside this div, we're gonna have again a label for, let's call it birth date, and birth date, and it should have a line break over here, and then you're gonna have a input tag. Again, the type this time though is going to be date, then name is going to be date, and ID is going to be date, or what, no, it's going to be birth date, and ID is going to be birth date. And yep, if I control save this, the birth date has appeared, and now again, you can either click on it and start typing and change the birthday, or you can click on this calendar icon over here and browse through. Next up, we are going to add another tag let's call it like a, I don't know, like sort of membership tag. Like most websites have different kinds of memberships, right? So let's go with div, and then we're going to add a label. Well, what with a for membership? No, not membership. Membership over here. Membership is done. Now we're going to add a input type. The input type is going to be radio for this, and name is going to be membership. The ID is going to be membership, but in the next line I'm going to put the value is going to be, let's say we have free membership, the first option, and then I'm going to write the text that will appear over there. Okay, control save. So you see the first one has appeared. Oh, I forgot to add the line break. So yeah, okay. Now I'm just going to take this whole input tag actually and copy it. And then paste, and then paste. Okay, I'm going to enlarge this so that you guys can see the code much clearly. Okay, I want this to be standard and standard, and the last one can be gold. Gold. And you know, when you enter some websites, usually the one of the options is already clicked or checked for you. So all you need to do is just add checked over here. You can do the same for oh, okay, I'll show you in the next tag. So if I make it small, you can see membership is there, free, standard, gold, and free standard is already selected. Now next up we're going to add a select tag. So let's add a div over here. Oh, whoops. Yep. Okay. Inside this div, we are going to have a label tag. What's up with the comma again and again? For it will be for sex. And then inside this, we are going to have a select tag, right? And then that select tag is going to have a name attribute, which is for sex, and then an ID, which is the same. And then inside the select tag, we're going to give them options. So I'm going to have an option tag with the values. So the first value is going to be male, and then male over here. And I'm just going to copy this and then paste and paste again. And then we're just going to change these over here to female, female, and this one will be other. Okay, control save. Now you can see, oh, I forgot again to add a line break. Okay, control save. Now this is the select tag. Again, you can just hover over, click, and select whatever gender. Now another tag that I wanted to show you guys is the checkbox, because you can see in membership and this select tag you can only choose well, did I say membership? Radio one and this one, you can only select one thing at a time, but maybe you wanted to select more than one. So I'm just going to take this whole div, copy it, and then paste it over here. I'm going to enlarge this for a second so I can write the code much quicker. I'm going to change this membership thing to, let's say, pets. And then I'm going to take this radio type, select it, and I'm going to press Control D and Control D to select all the other radio types after this one, delete them, and change the type to checkbox. Now I have to change the, and then I'm going to press Escape to escape that mode. Then the value can be, let's say, because value is the thing that will go at the back end, dog, dog. Okay, I have to delete the checked from here because you don't really need that. Okay, another one can be cat. So cat, and the last one can be rabbit. Rabbit, I guess. Okay, Control save. And if we go over here, you can see the pet category is there, but you can now click, 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 whatever, choose all of them or none of them, doesn't matter. Next up, finally, we will have the buttons in a form to submit or to reset the form. Now, you can add those buttons in two ways. The first way is that you can add an input tag with the type of button, and then in front of that button, sorry, no, not in front, because this is a self-closing tag. You can add a value attribute and you can say submit. And if I Control save this, there is a submit button over here. And now the second type, actually, I think you can do it also with submit. If I Control save, it's the same thing. You don't need to add the button type. You can just do the submit, and then the value can be submit. This is the text that will appear over here. But the other way to do this is that you can use the button tag itself. It's not a self-closing tag, so the value you want to display will come over here in the middle, submit, and then inside the button you will have the type. So the type is submit. Okay, if I Control save, you have the submit button over here again. Okay, the last thing that you will learn in this video is the reset button. So Control V. Only thing you need to change is this. So reset, and then again reset. If I Control save, the reset button is over here. These are the two ways that you can add the buttons, whichever one you like. Now if I click reset, you will see it will reset the form. Like if I had written a bunch of stuff here, I had selected a birthday, I have all the pets that a person can have, and if I click reset, it will reset all of it to the way it's supposed to be. And yeah, that's it for this video. I know this form looks really ugly, but I'm gonna show you how to style it really nicely when we get to the CSS part of this course. But these are the basic tags and input tags that you use while creating a form. And yeah, in the next video we'll get into more detail about HTML. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like our content, and if you want to keep along with the course, and I'll see you in the next video.